The chapter begins in a barren wasteland where several people fight an enchanted octopus. The young man's attack doesn't work and a woman appears and cuts off one of the tentacles. The monster regrows its hand and they wonder if their attacks are ineffective against it. Zhang Yi emerges and says they must try something else because their physical attacks aren't working. Zhang Yi holds a spear and prepares an attack called God's Empowerment. Several chains emerge and restrain the monster. He then sends electricity through the chains and it electrocutes the monster. The monster eventually breaks out of the chains but falls to the ground. The young warrior says the monster has fallen and says it ate an entire wasteland of living organisms. The monster doesn't seem like a level 8 grade enemy, but Zhang Yi says they are behind and asks everyone to fall back. The enchanted octopus gives birth to a fetal demon and it stares at them. It attacks the warriors but they dodge and it obliterates some hills. A strange being flies in the sky and Zhang Yi instructs everyone to get behind him. He says something scary is coming and the fetal demon shoots it with energy. The flying demon negates and obliterates the fetal demon's attack with an energy beam. Zhang Yi forms a shield that protects him and the others from the shock of the attack. The shock ends and Zhang Yi says the demon didn't let out a warning before attacking. He says the ability was used to suppress the fetal demon's attack and is glad because the attacking demon isn't their enemy. The demon queen, Isabella, emerges from the smoke and says killing the fetal demon was easy. She walks to Zhang Yi and says she has a lot to teach him before he becomes the kingdom's king. Zhang Yi says he has been confused since he came to the world and miraculously became ruler of the land. He talks about the many tribes of Zhu Lao and the human tribe fought against the demon tribe. Isabella agreed to sign a peace treaty during the war. Meanwhile, in a city on Earth, Zhang Yi plays video games and people call him the greatest player. He decides to go to bed but suddenly wakes up in a strange building. He is shocked and he sees the people around him and the high priest says he wields the magic ring. Zhang Yi sees the ring on his neck and Isabella says it's identical to hers. Isabella grabbing Zhang Yi and asking why can't she sense even a drop of magic on him. She says he is also a human and Zhang Yi says he doesn't understand what she is saying. He says he bought the ring from a street store and Isabella is shocked. She asks the high priest if there is something wrong with the summoning spell. The high priest says the summoning spell was executed correctly and Zhang Yi is the one who will save the demon tribe from extinction. Zhang Yi asks the people to tell him what is going on and what kind of people they are. Isabella tells him she is the 7th descendant of the demon tribe and she went to sign a peace treaty that day. High Commander Lillian of the demon tribe and the humans made a secret agreement and attacked Isabella as she was unarmed. Lillian used a strange attack to extract a large portion of the demon queen's magic. Her guards gave their lives to protect her from the attackers and she escaped. Isabella says only a few people can protect her and Zhang Yi realizes he is in a fantasy world. Zhang Yi suggests that Isabella hides in a mountain, but she asks if he thinks the slimy humans will allow her. Isabella's orderlies say she depended on the Chosen One, but he is useless. She suddenly feels pain and says she can feel her aura disappearing. Energy suddenly surges from her body and her armor disappears. The high priest and the others watch in shock and wonder what is happening. Zhang Yi exclaims in shock as he sees that Isabella has reduced in size. He commends her body and says she is still hot. Isabella stares at herself and wonders why her body has changed to resemble that of a human. The high priest telling Isabella that her body has changed its figure because her aura has been depleted. Isabella stands as she is naked and she asks the high priest how she will present herself to her people. The queen's orderlies are sad because she expended her aura for them. They immediately blame Zhang Yi for their problems and prepare to attack him as they call him useless. Zhang Yi panics and he says he is the victim of whatever is happening. He says he didn't want to be summoned to the world. Some demons appear and inform Isabella and the others that the human tribe is about to penetrate their defenses. They ask for Isabella to be escorted out of there and her orderlies say they will defend her with all they've got. Isabella says she is fortunate to have fighters who care about her like her orderlies do. The high priest tells the queen that she looks like an average human and says it will be easy for her to escape. He then says she cannot allow the humans to find out about her true identity. He decides to remain and fend off the guards to buy them some time. Isabella refuses and says she will not leave any of her people in the building. The high priest activates a spell that forms a circle around Isabella and the others. Isabella's orderlies stop her from leaving the circle, but Zhang Yi, who is almost naked because Isabella took his clothes, runs out of the circle. Zhang Yi decides to meet the humans and ask them to send him home, but the demons don't allow him to leave. The high priest says he was told to aid 5 generations of leaders and wants to help the demon queen once more. Isabella cries as she begs the high priest not to stay behind, but he teleports them away from the building. The door suddenly bursts open and the regent, named Torst Angus, emerges with his men. He asks where the demon queen is, but the high priest refuses to speak. Isabella and the others are teleported out of the castle and a light shines outside. They then appear in a field that's outside the castle. Isabella and the others appearing in the field a short distance from the castle. They wonder if the human tribe still surrounds them, but they see the castle they were in. They realize it is not far away and they decide they should leave quickly. The orderlies ask the queen to get a hold of herself, and Isabella says she won't mourn at a time like that. She then says she will avenge all the warriors and soldiers that have sacrificed themselves for her and the tribe. The group begins to move, but they are unaware that a group of humans is watching. A man says they have found the remaining troops that belong to the demon tribe. Isabella, Zhang Yi, and the orderlies continue their journey, but an arrow suddenly hits one of the orderlies. Zhang Yi panics and he sees she is bleeding, and she says it's an arrow from the human tribe. The orderlies ask Isabella to leave first while they hold the humans back. The human soldiers run toward Isabella and the others say the king will give them 20 units of gold for every demon skull they bring back. The injured orderly asks Zhang Yi to promise that he will protect the queen and says it is her final request. Zhang Yi reluctantly agrees and grabs Isabella's hand. She tells him to let go of her and says she wants to fight amongst her troops. He tells her she will kill herself if she goes to fight and tells her to run with him. Isabella says she would rather die than abandon her troops to fend for herself. Zhang Yi yells as he tells Isabella to stop fooling herself. He asks her what good the sacrifice of her soldiers will be if she goes back to fight. He says she will be able to avenge her fallen soldiers if she is alive and says she will leave their legacies to rot if she dies. Isabella turns around and watches as the human soldiers kill her orderlies. The humans select who they want to kill so they can receive their extra money. Isabella cries as she leaves her orderlies and follows Zhang Yi. Several knights surround them but realize they are human. They say their clothes seem weird and they have been the demon tribe slaves. The soldiers wonder if they should kill Zhang Yi and Isabella. Isabella rushes at a soldier and she calls them animals and prepares to hit him. Zhang Yi holding Isabella and saying she is excited to see her own people. A soldier says he has heard that the demon tribe brainwashes slaves and gets them to see humans as a threat. The soldier realizes they can consider Zhang Yi and Isabella as soldiers of the demon tribe and wonder if they will be rewarded if they bring back their skulls. The other soldier says he doesn't care and that they are better off dead if they were once affiliated with the demon tribe. Zhang Yi realizes the soldiers are willing to kill people of their kind and he forces Isabella to bow with him. He tells the soldiers demons haven't brainwashed him and they have things all wrong. He says Isabella has been under the harassment of the demon tribe since she was little and it has gotten to the point where she has suffered emotional trauma. He says they have been pushed around by the demon clan for a long time and begs the soldiers to let them go. Isabella gets angry as she tells Zhang Yi he is making royalty fall on her knees. She says she will kill him, but Zhang Yi tells her to stop talking about respect when she can't beat him in her current state. He asks her to suppress her anger so they can live and says she can only avenge her people if she is alive. The soldiers say they don't care what they have been through and want to know if their skulls will fetch them their reward. The soldiers prepare to attack Isabella and Zhang Yi but see several knights approaching. They say they will be punished for not being on the front lines and realize it is the White Dragon Squad that's approaching. The White Dragon Squad arrives and the soldiers, who belong to the Red Dragon Squad, ask their leader if he is there to help. The leader of the White Dragon Squad, Cephesus, says he heard everything the soldier said and instructs him to leave and find his leader. The soldier says they aren't in the same squad, but Cephesus says he has the right to execute any of them. The soldiers say they understand what he is saying and leave immediately without harming Zhang Yi and Isabella. Zhang Yi cursing as he says the soldiers have left, but an even stronger adversary has arrived. Cephissus steps off his horse and walks to Zhang Yi and Isabella as he introduces himself. He says he is the leader of the White Dragon Squad and asks them when they were captured by the demon tribe and made slaves. Zhang Yi says he is relieved that Cephissus came to save them and they might be dead if he were a second late. Cephissus points his sword at Zhang Yi and instructs him to answer his question. He then says they will lose their lives if they don't answer him. Isabella yells at Cephissus and says he should kill them and stop wasting time. Zhang Yi panics and he says he might die if he says the wrong things. He tells Cephissus he was captured not too long ago and says he doesn't remember the specific time. He then says he was 5 or 6 years old when captured, and Cephissus is shocked. Cephissus asks what their roles were in the demon tribe, and Zhang Yi wonders what he will say because all he ever did was play games. He tells Cephissus he was an assistant cook and says Isabella is his wife. Cephissus asks why is he walking around naked, and he remembers that Isabella took his clothes after she lost hers. Cephissus gives Zhang Yi his robe and assumes the demon tribe took his clothes because he always tried to escape. Zhang Yi senses a loving aura around Cephissus as he takes his robe. Cephissus says they have been oppressed for too long and says he will take them home. Isabella gets angry and asks him where he wants to take them, but Zhang Yi tells her to shut up. A soldier informs Cephissus that the Red and Black Dragon Squad has withdrawn their troops. Isabella threatens to make Zhang Yi's life a living nightmare if he does anything to belittle her, and he asks her to keep a low profile. Cephissus says they should return home and asks Zhang Yi and Isabella to follow him. Zhang Yi then praises him by wishing victory on the White Dragon Knights. Zhang Yi staring at the gates of the human tribe in amazement. He says the gates are extremely high and Isabella asks if he has to hold her so tightly. He confesses to being scared and says it's his first time riding a horse. They arrive at the city that is located at the southern end of the mainland. It is a comfortable city with high resources. Ares' wall is embedded with powerful cannons and high-level sorcerers protect the wall. The knights ride through the town and Zhang Yi realizes that humans dress differently compared to people from the demon tribe. He notices the people bow as they see the knights and says it seems like a peaceful settlement. Cephissus calls Zhang Yi and Isabella, who lies that her name is Yi Bei and says their names are strange. He asks if the demon tribe changed their names and Zhang Yi says they did. Cephissus asks them if they remember their old names and Zhang Yi says they don't remember events before getting captured. Cephissus asks if they remember their families, but a knight informs him of the people ahead of them. They see Tolsbury, a member of the royal family, and Cephissus instructs everyone to get off their horses and head to the royal palace. Zhang Yi wonders who Tolsbury is and says he blocked the way of the soldiers. Isabella says the clothes he's wearing look like they belong to royalty. A soldier informs them that Tolsbury is the first child of the regent and says his position is beyond that of the group leader. The king of the human tribe is young and requires a regent to assist him until he comes of age. Isabella says the regent isn't special because he won't stand a chance against her, and the soldier asks Zhang Yi to tell her to stop saying nonsense so they don't lose their heads. Tolsbury says he thought his father had returned because the gates opened, and he insults the White Dragon team. Cephissus says he doesn't understand why the king sent them to sign an agreement with the demon tribe, and the Red Dragon team was one step ahead of them to the location where the agreement would be signed. Tolsbury telling Cephissus that the king had a different idea of killing the demon queen. He asks Cephissus if he is questioning the king's decisions, and a man emerges and says he is just curious whether those were the king's actual intentions of the regents. Cephissus calls the man his father, and he is Guro Dida, an imperial leader. Tolsbury asks Guro why he isn't with the king, and he says he heard triumphant news regarding the regent and decides to come and welcome him in person. Tolsbury says Guro is there to interrogate the regent, and Guro says he wouldn't dare. The soldier tells Zhang Yi that the regent and Master Guro have different political views, and they strongly believe in their respective opinions. Several large trumpets are blown and the city gates open. The regent and his men have returned to the city, and Isabella sees the high priest's head on a spike. She is shocked and furious, but Zhang Yi taps her and asks her not to go. Isabella struggles as she holds her anger, and the regent, Torst Angus, rides past them. She swears that she will make him pay with his blood. Angus sees Guro and asks if he came to welcome him, and Guro says he did well. The end. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.